Good morning, Uncle Lou. Yeah, guess what time it is? Time for another edition of everyone's favorite version of the Uncle Lou Show. Live on LouTube. It's me, Uncle Lou, here with another tinfoil hat edition for you people. Now this is something that's been requested of me a few times here over the course of the last several months or so. And I had a spare moment or two, which for me is rare, because as I'm sure most of you are aware, I'm an extremely busy and super important person. But I do have a few spare minutes here, so I'm going to go ahead and make this video. Now, the topic of this video here, the truth about Bigfoot. And I know the first question you're probably asking yourself is, Uncle Lou, why do you need to wear a tinfoil hat just to talk about a Bigfoot conspiracy, or whether it's real or whatever? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But trust me, it is necessary. Now all you guys know what Bigfoot is, I'm sure. Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, whatever you want to call it. You've all seen pictures of this thing, or supposed pictures, depending on your perspective or your amount of knowledge on this subject. But of course, Bigfoot, located primarily in the Pacific Northwest here in the United States. Extremely rare creature. Like I said, I don't need to describe it. You guys, I'm sure know. Tall, hairy, walks on two legs. Looks like basically a tall, hairy version of a human being. Amazing. Now, there's been several reported sightings of Bigfoot throughout time. You can go back and research these things. Some have been fairly mainstream and reported on the news. Others, not so much. Of course, Bigfoot is real. I really don't see how anyone can even debate that point. There's no doubt about it. Bigfoot does exist. Bigfoot is real. Now, you're going to ask yourself, well, Uncle Lou, it's 2015. Everyone walking around has a cell phone with a camera on it, digital recorders, all these sorts of things. How come we can't get video evidence or photographic proof once and for all that these things exist? Well, there's a very good reason for that. But before I get to that, I just want to lay a little groundwork here. Now, the reason I'm wearing the tinfoil hat, it should be obvious to anyone with half a brain, but obviously the government knows that these creatures exist. Of course they do. That also shouldn't even be up for debate. The government knows these creatures exist. So the only real question is, why would the government hide the existence of Bigfoot from the masses or from the people? What does the government have to gain from hiding the existence of Bigfoot from you and from me, Uncle Lou? Why hide it? What sense does it make? With them hiding the aliens in Area 51, we can sort of see why. I guess if they came out and admitted that there was aliens, it's the possibility of mass hysteria and panic, and they're trying to avoid that. Not to mention all the technology that they're busy stealing from the aliens, but that's a whole nother video, which I'd be happy to do. All you have to do is ask. But we're getting off the subject here. But back to the government's involvement in Bigfoot here. Now, you can go back and look this up, but in 1999, there was a huge fire in the state of Nevada. It's one of the biggest fires the state's ever seen. Of course, firefighters on scene, doing what they can do to control this thing. Outruns a wounded Bigfoot. Firefighters capture it. This gets reported up the chain of command fairly quickly, as you can imagine. The shock and surprise to the firefighters when they were able to capture this wounded Bigfoot. So they're tending to the Bigfoot, doing whatever it is firefighters and EMS people, type people do. In come the black helicopters, the ones I'm talking about, the ones you don't hear coming. By the time you see them, it's too late. There they are. They get out in their black suits and ties. tell everyone to go on their merry way, which they do. The government confiscates the Bigfoot, and that's the end of that. Now, as far as why you've never heard anything from these firefighters or these people that were on scene, that actually witnessed this firsthand and actually treated this Bigfoot, well, that's also simple. These people were given two basic choices by your good people over in the United States government. Choice number one, quiet and a lot of money. That's your first choice, sir. Option number two, a 6-foot hole in the desert. That's right. And your picture on a milk carton. Don't know what happened. He just went missing. Don't know what to tell you, ma'am. No one's seen your husband. Must have got burned up in the fire. I don't know. Those were the two choices. That's why you've never heard anything. So yes, Bigfoot exists. Now, on to the question now, why does the government want to keep this from you? What's in it for the government? Well, a couple of different things here. Number one, the government is afraid that proof of Bigfoot or admitting that Bigfoot exists would somehow disprove hundreds of years of science that have been developed around the theory of evolution and the chain of how we evolved up to the point that we're at now. Of course, if you look at the evolutionary chart, there's no Bigfoot in there. So if Bigfoot exists, people who doubt or evolution or who have problems with evolution for any number of reasons, whether it be religion or anything else, are going to use the existence of Bigfoot to disprove evolution as a whole. Government doesn't want that. So that's one of the reasons they don't want you to know. Now, Uncle Lou's opinion, the existence of Bigfoot actually does the exact opposite. It bolsters the theory of evolution. It further proves the existence of evolution and that evolution is real. You say, how's that, Uncle Lou? Well, that's simple. Bigfoot is the next evolutionary step after mankind. That's right. Bigfoot did not come before man in the evolutionary chart. Bigfoot comes after. How is this not common sense? How can you not figure this out on your own? This is why you can't find one. This is why you can't capture one. This is why you don't ever see one. Hello, they're bigger than you. They're faster than you, and they're smarter than you too. That's right. They're a step ahead on the evolutionary chain, not a step behind. That's why you don't spot them. That's why you don't see them. That's why there's no photographic proof or video evidence of these things existing. They're way more advanced than us humans. There's no doubt about that. Period. That's right. They're the next step on the evolutionary scale. So it's just proof that Bigfoot does exist. And some people are watching this video and they're saying Uncle Lou's off his meds again or whatever. There's no such thing as Bigfoot. This is just a fairy tale. Well, you're wrong. That's not true. Bigfoot does exist. The government knows. It shouldn't even be up for debate. This isn't one of those Looney Tune conspiracies like those people who think that we actually landed on the moon. And if you want to look at a fairy tale or something that's totally unbelievable and not true, no, we didn't land on the moon. That's just ridiculous. Everyone knows that the moon landing was actually filmed in a Hollywood studio. It's actually the same studio that they used to film All in the Family with Archie Bunker. Everyone should know this. But anyway, so Bigfoot is real. The government knows. They don't want you to know. Just like with everything else, the government knows better than you what's good for public consumption, and they've come to the conclusion that proof of Bigfoot or evidence of Bigfoot or admitting that Bigfoot exists would not be good for public consumption. Government knows best. They know what's best for you. So that's what they've decided to do. So I hope this helps. Shout out to Roby Reds. He wanted to see a Bigfoot video. He actually messaged me not too long ago. I don't know, an hour or so ago. And he's asked me before. And like I said, some other people have too. So I wanted to go ahead and do it. So shout out Roby Reds. Roby Reds actually came up with the line, Bigfoot, hide and seek champions of the world.